What's up, everybody? This is Steele from the groove metal band Kauze, and you're watching MetalAssault.com.
Lane, how are you doing today, man?
Really good, man. Chilling here at the jam room, ready to kicking it with MetalAssault.com. Rocking it up, brother. How you doing, Andrew?
I'm pretty good, man. Yeah. So moving on, what's going on with your band these days, man? Kauze?
Yeah, we're just getting ready right now. We kind of have a couple new surprises live. Got a new guitar player, and just really ready to get out there and hit this new record hard. And we released it a couple months ago, and we're just really happy with the results, man. You know, a lot of good things happening on iTunes and Reverb Nation. Like, I checked Reverb Nation, and we're like 64, whatever that means, but in the bands in LA. So I mean, you know, we just trying to do these shows really well and stuff like that. And right now, we just pretty much signed a deal with this booking agency to do a tour here, I guess, in September now. So, and that's going to be just including us and one other groove metal band yet to be named. But it's going to be pretty cool. I think we're going to be calling it the Kings of Groove Metal Tour. So we have that to look forward to.
Awesome, man. What's the story behind the name Kauze?
When I was a kid, I was in school, and I always would, you know, write in my book, and you know, and like when I'm writing lyrics, I would write this word Kauze, and I have no idea what it meant. And at that point, I wasn't even in tune with the fact that I wanted to dedicate my life to music and or even play music. So when it came to the point I was, you know, a little older, 15, 17, you know, something like that, when I was like, okay, I'm going to start a band and stuff, you know, everyone was in the room, and I'm like, yeah, we'll call it Kauze, and people were like, no. Seriously, yeah. So, I mean, 5 years later, I actually went to school in Musicians Institute here in Los Angeles, California, and I was just doing a bunch of other bands and did a bunch of other recordings and stuff like that, and I was just like, okay, now I'm going to write my own music, and now this is going to come to fruition. And I met with my guitar player at the time, Di, and the drummer that we were playing with, and all those people, and we made Waiting for the Punch. And so, yeah, pretty much this is what we did. We did Waiting for the Punch over here in 2005, and then now, pretty much in 2010, we just released Epiphany. And, you know, it's been a long journey, you know, and it's been a lot of different, you know, kind of music and taste, but we always started as a groove metal band and we'll end as a groove metal band, you know, and we're like Slayer in that respect, is we're not going to change. When people see what we do, that's what they're going to come to the show and get, you know, we're not going to change it up on them. We're not going to sell out for nothing.
That's good to know, man. That's how it should be. Yeah. Anyway, so you were telling me last month that, you know, the band, this is the story about the name, but the band itself has a crazy story behind it, something which people should know. So, can you tell us about that?
Yeah, you know, it's like a reason for an action, and the people need to rise up and just, their cause, if you look at the name in a general like way, it should be, the cause for you, the listener, should be music. How about that? And I'll put it in general speaking. So right now, music is hurting. And Kauze needs you to find a reason for an action, to go to the shows, go get CDs, go support local music, and keep it going right now. Because this thing called music that we all love so much is probably in its worst place that it's been in a long time. And it's good that we got the fans going. It's good that the underground's alive, but it's tough because, you know, people are pirating stuff. People are not going to shows, even, you know, it's like a special deal and stuff, you know, so it's kind of rough. And I mean, there is people going out there, and I'm not saying we're not appreciative, but it's just like people should be rising up more. And I think that that above anything is the kind of underlining thing. And, you know, Kauze is just a reason for an action. So find it and do it, you know?
Yeah, man. Yeah, that's great. So tell me about, you know, I read that you started the band in like 2005 or something like that, and now we are in 2010. So what's, other than recording, what else has the band been up to, you know?
We've played with like so many great bands like Hemlock. We played with Bleed the Sky and other local bands like Hell Hath No Fury and The Cauterize, and I can go on for days, and Jameson and, you know, Ascension and this kind of stuff. And we just made in the past couple of years we've done a couple tours and stuff like that, and I'm pretty proud of everything that we've done. And as I've said, we've kept it really real, and we played a lot of intense shows, man. It's been a crazy road. Like, a lot lot of bands I don't think go through the kind of shit that we go through. Like, not to say that we're dysfunctional or anything, but sometimes it gets crazy. Chaos seems to follow us, let's just say.
What chaos are you talking about there? Just friction between band members, or what is it exactly?
It's not about the relationship between band members so much. It's just like when you go to shows. I mean, we're pretty tight knit kind of guys and stuff. But you know, at the shows sometimes it gets crazy. People drink and get a little nuts. I had an episode where we were playing with the Bleed the Sky last year, and the second song, I took water, spit it up in the air, and then tried to stand on two monitors at once. One foot on one monitor, the other foot on the other monitor. Okay, and I thought this is a really good idea. What happened was I end up eating shit in front of like this huge crowd. Like, all these people from all these labels are out there. We're all stressed. We're playing like an hour-long set, and like, so pretty much I'm like, okay, I just cut my hand open. If you guys can see, there's a huge cut right there. And, you know, oh yeah, dude. So, you know, and just, it was just nuts. And I realized, oh my God, I'm really hurt. So I'm putting my hand behind my back. This is the first song in an hour set. So an hour later, pretty much, you know, I get off and I'm just like, ugh. And I like almost like faint, and everyone's like, "What's wrong, man?" And I'm like, I show them my hand. I go to the emergency room, and I'm like, everyone wants to take pictures, everyone wants to do video. I'm like, no, just get me to the hospital, get me alcohol, get me drunk, get me out of here. But I mean, stuff like that. And you know, we've had a couple incidences where we've gotten into some stuff with some bouncers. Not to scare any of you bouncers out there, but we've been known to have a few on-tape bouncer fights, and you'll find that kind of stuff and a couple other crazy stuff that we get into on Kauze TV, and we're doing our own YouTube channel and stuff, so it should be out there, and kind of chronicle that whole 5 years of all the craziness, because it's the only way. I mean, the recordings and all the demos and Waiting for the Punch, and there's even another one that we did before that called Dream Fantasies, Nightmares and Lies, that's actually like alternative ambient, not even metal at all. And that's kind of when I realized, like, I only want to play metal, like professionally right now, and that's the kind of music that I feel in my heart. And if a day comes where I want to include that or something like that, then that'll happen, but not anytime in the near future, because metal's the coolest music in the world, and I don't know why anybody wouldn't want to play the coolest music in the world and or appreciate it. So yeah,
that's pretty intense. Yeah, for sure. Anyway, so the tours you were talking about, was that?
Trying to get in a rant there, guys.
Yeah, no, it's cool. So the tours you were talking about, is there something which, you know, some show which stands out as a favorite show of yours, you know, something which stuck to your memory or something like that?
Yeah. I would say that we played a show with Powerman 5000 and Alien Ant Farm at this casino. And like, we just had like the whole setup going on. We had the four, you know, full cabs on each side and the extra bass cabs and the demo stuff set up, and it just looked so cool, and the crowd was like so massive and into it, and you know, it just like, you know, it was cool to play an actual legit festival. So I could say, out of all the shows, that was definitely the coolest for me, to get that whole big feel going on. But there's been a lot, you know, we played a lot, and especially at the Knitting Factory. Was a club in Hollywood here that was pretty legendary, and it's really sad that they're gone, and they did so much for us and the bands like us that it's just hard to see them go. But the people who do that stuff, the Church of the Eighth Day, they're kind of like our pseudo management guys, and they help us out with booking and stuff like that, and they do booking for, you know, pretty much every band that's going here in Los Angeles. And it's Dan Dismal from Crematorium runs it and everything, and it's just really cool, and those guys really still help us out. And they got this other club here called the Boulevard down the street from where we are right now, downtown Rehearsal. So yeah, those guys are amazing. Church of the Eighth Day, they organize a lot of good gigs, you know. Anyway, so the music is described on your MySpace as experimental groove metal. What's that like for people who haven't heard it?